It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, Africa's premier film event, the Durban International Film Festival, is in its 40th edition in 2019. Arguably the continent's biggest film event, it attracts both film lovers and industry representatives from across Africa and beyond, and is a 12-day celebration of world-class cinema which screens new features, documentaries, short films from around the globe with a special focus on African film. Now, this year also sees the 10th edition of the Durban FilmMart with industry buyers and sellers. The co-curator of the industry program, Durban International Film Festival and Durban FilmMart, Tiny Mungwe, as well as the director for Bhai's Café, the film closing the festival, Maynard Kraak, is in studio, and they are going to tell us all about the interesting and exciting happenings over the next few days. Tiny, Maynard, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Tiny, I'm going to start off with you. Two very, very big things. The 40th Durban International Film Festival, and then, of course, the 10th Durban FilmMart. What differentiates the two?
So the Durban International Film Festival is one of the oldest film platforms in the continent. It has a great history that also resonates with South African history. It was one of the events that was set up by the University of KwaZulu-Natal to push back against segregated viewings and also just segregation during the apartheid years. And with the start of the new South Africa, it's become like a premier industry platform where the best of African and international world cinema is showcased, and it's an opportunity for people who are passionate about watching and enjoying cinema to get together and celebrate film. The Durban FilmMart was started about 10 years ago by the city of Durban through the Durban Film Office, and it's a platform that creates an opportunity for people who are in the film business to connect and talk about best practices in cinema, and also to make business, basically, to make connections, to make films.
Two really wonderful platforms coming together, so that is really, really great. Now, I know that there are various films that are going to be shown, as well as programs for people to learn more about the art and business of filmmaking. Why is it so important to provide these kind of platforms, especially where South African cinema and South African films is involved?
Well, film is a very powerful medium for helping us as society to reflect on the lives that we're living, to reflect on what of our shared values are. Film is also important for entertainment and has a huge economic impact on the South African economy, also across the continent. It's also important for helping people to be represented. If we're talking about diversity in terms of media and cinema globally, that diversity comes from us in Africa making films and kind of showing what Africa is for. So it starts here, and the end product is things like Black Panther and those big diverse films. So this is why it's important.
It's so exciting what's coming out of Africa, and of course what we're doing to help grow the industry. Maynard, you've got two films showing at the festival, The Last Victims as well as Bhai's Café, which is closing off the festival, which is quite an incredible distinction. How does that make you feel?
Well, I think we're immensely proud of the fact that I've got two projects in the festival, and we're very grateful and honoured that we have Bhai's Café closing the festival. You know, it's a completely Cape Town-based film, and it's so contrasting, these two films, because The Last Victims is so dark and depressing, and then this is a much lighter, sweeter family film.
Wow. Well, that's wonderful, and that it's closing off the festival is it's hugely amazing as well.
But it speaks to the actual some of the themes of this festival this year, because the films, even though it's wrapped up in a rom-com, it touches on gentrification. We've got a relationship between an Indian girl and a black guy. So this is also, you know, it's talking to some social issues as well.
Yeah, which is very powerful. As a filmmaker, how do you feel, you know, about a festival like this? What does it do to support and enhance what you and other filmmakers are trying to do in the industry?
Well, it gives a platform, I think, to showcase what we are doing, because of course the films are intended to go to do theatrical releases, and they will do. Both of these films will release in 2020, but it also gives an opportunity to showcase the films within our to our peers in the first instance, in terms of within the industry, and that's so important for filmmakers to be able to network and show this is my voice, this is my style of filmmaking, etc. And also of course for all the talent within that, in those films. You know, this gives these actors an opportunity to showcase what they can do, and a platform which to network with future collaborators. So it definitely serves great purpose.
Definitely, and from a filmmaker himself, thank you so much, Maynard. Thank you so much, Tiny. This is definitely a festival not to be missed, and now in its 40th year, I'm so excited about where it's going to go in the future. Now, if you are in the film industry and want to see the amazing work being done in the country, then be sure to check out the 40th Durban International Film Festival, as well as the 10th Durban FilmMart, all happening between the 18th and the 28th of July 2019. Info for the FilmMart can be found at durbanfilmmart.co.za, and for all the information of the main festival, you can find that visiting ccadif.ukzn. Tell us that.
ccadif.ukzn.ac.za.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you so much to our amazing guests. Do not miss the Durban International Film Festival, now in its 40th year. Stunning.